Hi guys, and welcome to the webinar. Today we're going to go through the self-hosted advantages. My name is Jake Rankin. I'm the sales engineer here at Interface, and also here with me is Andy Naylor, the support manager.
Hi guys, if you've got any questions throughout the webinar, just put them in the box provided and we'll have a Q&A session at the end of each section.
Okay, so we're the top partner for Bitrix in terms of the number of projects that we deliver for them. We are located in Sheffield, England, and also New York, and we've also got an office in Dubai. We can offer you pre-sales services, scope out your requirements, implement your full system, train you on the system, and then offer you ongoing telephone support. So we always have that structure to offer you a workable solution for your business. So just what is Bitrix24? So Bitrix has an excess of 35 tools. These are to assist your business functions, and also now it has over 2 million businesses registered worldwide. Offers a cloud version at monthly subscriptions, and what we're going to be going through today is the self-hosted version for a one-off yearly fee. So there are a few different sort of self-hosting packages that Bitrix does offer. First of which is the Bitrix CRM. It's a self-hosting packages for small businesses. What it will offer you is up to 12 users and without the extranet capabilities. The Bitrix24 Business Edition is probably one of our most popular packages. This includes your extranet users, help desk and support tickets, with also a fully customizable e-learning module. So it's the customizable platform that's our most popular. And finally, we have the Enterprise Edition. This allows an unlimited number of sites within the Bitrix system for, say, organizations that are operating across different countries with communication across all users linked together as well. So just what would be the benefits of taking out a self-hosted packages? So one of the main benefits that we see is Bitrix is a fully customizable platform. So you can add your own branding if you needed, you can add your own domain, you can include specially designed login page, which would include logos, and then custom colors can then be incorporated into the theme of this site. There's also a control panel, which would allow admin users to have full access to the source code, and any customizations can be done and handled through here. Just to add an extra point on there, here at Interface, we have developers who used to work for Bitrix, so they're fully experienced on the system who can make the changes for you. So any changes, you can contact us and we can help you with those. Also, you can integrate with other systems and web applications to make it sort of a collaboration platform, pulling all those different systems into one. And also the self-hosted has a number of features that can't be found in the cloud, like your help desk, your e-learning suite, and sort of the web analytics that it offers as well. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the benefits in a little bit more detail within Bitrix. One of the main reasons for sort of choosing a self-hosted version is the ability to change the look and the feel of the site. So as the site can be customized to mirror your sort of current business look, we can also edit pages with admin users having the extra ability to add and create custom pages if you do need them adding in there. Navigation around the site can also be streamlined to make transitioning from one module and moving around the site very sort of efficient and easy to do. And you can create custom dashboards for, say, a sales department, for example, and then a retentions department for their data to be displayed on. Finally, customer portals are also available on the cloud, but we can add custom branding and customize the layout of these portals so they look different to sort of where your staff are logging in as well. What we'll do first is just look at a custom branded login page within Bitrix. Okay, so now we're going to look at a custom branded login page within Bitrix. With the cloud version, this would be a Bitrix branded page. So it would have obviously the Bitrix logos on there, the Bitrix branding. It's quite basic. But with the self-hosted, you can see what you can do as you sort of please with it, as you've seen at the moment. So first of all, here at the top, we've had a demonstration as an example of a logo for you. So this is where the logo will be replaced with any business logo. We can add some company information to this right-hand side or down the bottom if you need some sort of contact information or some help, some sort of support guys on here. Even some information around your business we can add on there for you. We can also add contact information, as I said, for support clients down at the bottom if you need, say help with logging in, or for example, or any sort of issue you may be having within the site. Also, as well, we can change the view of this page. So, as you can see at the moment, we've got just the basic branding, but the login buttons and the login bars are actually coloured up. So we can match this to your current branding. So these buttons will be the same colours. Also, at the top of the page, we can match this to your current domain. So you can host it on any domain. Doesn't have to be hosted on the Bitrix domain. And at the minute, as you can see, there's nothing actually associated with Bitrix. So we don't need to actually let anyone know that we've sort of got any association with Bitrix. It's our own page. It's our own sort of portal, our own system. So just going to log into the main part of the system. And we're just going to jump into dashboards along the left-hand side. So this is just another feature within self-hosting which I just want to show you. So we can create these custom dashboards within Bitrix. Here we've got a page where we can include many just different widgetized views of Bitrix modules. So for example, we've got the activity stream, a small sort of window view. We've got the new employees. We've got some tickets tab. Along the bottom, we've got some work groups. We've got the calendar views. We've got different informations, different conversations. Lots of different widgets that we can add and build up these sort of custom pages instead of just having sort of an activity stream when we do log in. On this dashboard, we can add different windows as well. So if you scroll over to the right, click on Add Gadgets, and we can add a gadget for, say, new tickets, tasks, profile. We can add something for our staff, communications for the company, and other external services, so we can integrate with an RSS feed, maybe from your website, for example. So there are lots of different sort of features within the Bitrix system which can sort of cope with the customization requests that you might need to sort of have Bitrix execute. So if you do need to customize the site, it's absolutely possible with a self-hosted version. Whatever you may require on this page, we can add on for you easily. Okay, so we've just gone through the customizable login page. What we're going to do now is we're just going to hand over to Andy. He's going to show us how we can create custom pages.
I'm just going to show you how we can add a new page to the self-hosted version of Bitrix, how we can then display that page within a menu item, and also how we can edit the content within that particular page via the front end here. So I'm going to add a new page to the services section. So if we click into services, and we're going to add a page to this section here, we're then going to add a new menu item in the top that we can allow users to access the page via. So I'm going to add a new page within the control panel. So if I click into the control panel at the top here, and then click into content, and then click into files and folders. So we're going to add a page to the services section. So we need to find the services directory here. So if we click into the second page, we can see the services folder here. So we click into there. And what we want to do, we want to create a new file. So I'm going to add a new file here, and we'll click on Add File. And we're going to call this, we'll call this company information. You can see here that it's created the file name automatically based on the page title. You can change this if you want, but it is important that you need to remember what the file is called, because we want to be linking to this page via the menu. You can see here as well, below we have an editor tool. We are actually in the code view here, so if you can add HTML in there if you wanted to. If we click into the visual mode, then we have access to the WYSIWYG editor tool, such as you can format your text, you can add images, you can create hyperlinks. So you can really pretty much do whatever you want within this page. If you wanted to code in PHP or something like that, then we can click on the edit tool at the top, and then we can click on edit it as PHP if we wanted to. So you can pretty much, you have quite a lot of flexibility in what you want to add to these pages. In this case, we'll just leave the phrase text here on the page, and then we'll click save. So let's just make a copy of this file name, click save. So now that we've created the page, what we want to do is we want to add a new menu item. So if we go to the first page within the services directory, you can see that this page, this section has a menu type left element. Now each section within Bitrix has this menu type left element, and it allows us to add the page to the menu. So if we click on menu edit, and we're currently viewing this view in simple mode, so we can scroll down, and then what we'll do is we'll add company information. It's important on this, when you're adding in the link to the page, that you do put the services directory in the link, because this is what folder that this page has been created in. So we can do that, and then click on and I've pasted the file name in here. If we wanted to bring the menu item to the front, we can just say we'll add 15, and then that should place it after the meeting room booking menu item. So once we click save, we can then jump back to the front end of the site, and you can see now that we have our new page, company information, displaying in the top menu. So if we click on that, we should just see text here. So you can edit this page by the method where we've just created the page there, so you can add all the content you like. If you wanted to edit by the front end, if we just click on, as an administrator, we can click on show, and then we can click on edit page. So if we click on edit page, it brings a pop-up of exactly the same screen that we saw within the control panel. So at the moment we're in visual mode. Again, we have all the WYSIWYG editor tools here, so we can format text, we can bring in pictures, and we can bring in videos. We can also use the elements that are provided by Bitrix as well. So Bitrix comes with a lot of different modules. So if we go into the content section here, what we want to do is we want to add a video player within here. So you can see there are quite a lot of different modules that you can use. So we can bring in a Google Map if we wanted to. We could bring in the event calendar module just to display within this page. But in our case, we want to add a media element. We want to add a media player to this particular page. So if I click into here and drag, then you can see here it's in the background, it's appeared within the page, and you can see it brings up the component template. So this allows us to set specific parameters. So we can, first of all, we need to select our video that's on our system. So if we click on here, we may have some videos within our, click onto video. And we have some videos that are already uploaded onto our site. If you don't have any videos, we can click on here, select file at server, and there is an upload tab here. We can choose a file that's on our local machine, click choose, select your video, and then it will upload it into the directory that you're currently in. So like I say, in our case, we're going to select, click cancel because we've already got our video in there, and then we can specify the size if we wanted to, if we want the video to autoplay, set the default volume. So there are quite a few things we can do and set in here. No need to code anything, but if we click save, and then we'll click save again, that should reload the page behind it, and you can see here that this is brought in the actual video itself. So we can play that video, and we can create, maybe quite a common use of this is maybe create an instructional video library on here. So the only other element that we just need to look at is how can we display this menu item to a particular user or user group or department within Bitrix. So we can basically hide this page so nobody else can see it based on who we select the right user to see this menu link. So if we go into the control panel, and then we're still in the services directory here. It remembers where we've been. And then if we click into the menu, type left and menu edit. And you can see we saw the view where you can see our company information page here. What we want to do now is if we click into advanced mode, that just lets us see a bit of a more detailed view of how the menu is set up. So you can see our company information page here. What we actually want to do is we want to put a condition on it. So in our case, we can click on for user group. It may be that we only want to show this menu item in this to get access to this page to the HR department. If you want to select multiple departments, then you may want the management board. Just hold down control and multiple select. So that is as simple as that. We can display just to the HR department, click save, and then if I'm in the HR department, I will then be able to see that menu item. So that's how we create a new page within the self-hosted version, add a new menu item, and how we can edit the page or even existing pages within Bitrix. It's quite good. We can select, we can create as many pages as we like. It gives us a flexible and dynamic approach to displaying key information to users within the system. And all in all, it gives us quite a lot of customization to the self-hosted version of Bitrix.
Okay, so thank you very much, Andy, for going through the custom page there. So we ran through the custom branded login page, ran through creating pages on the Bitrix system. Now we're just going to move on to the next part of the customizations. Okay, so now we're going to look at the external portal. So with the self-hosted version, it gives you the ability to create a custom branded portal view. So we can add a logo at the top where the demonstration sits. It can also be hosted on a separate domain at the top to your current staff's login page, and also look differently as well. So you can have your sort of staff login and your customer login as two totally different pages hosted on different domains and looking completely differently. Also separate to the main site, it can have obviously its own login page, but with us today, we're using exactly the same login page. So just to make sure you're aware of that point, we can give everyone the same link. If an external user tries to log in, then it will redirect them to the external site. So it will recognize that they're an extranet user, which it's done for us today. So as you can see, I logged in on the same login and password, the same login page as the main site, but it noticed I was an extranet user, and now we're into the extranet site. So first of all, the site does look similar to the main site, but it can all be changed. So all the different views and layouts can be changed. As you can see, there's less features, and the extranet user has access to less than the main site. So as you can see on the left, we've got no sort of CRM access on there, and other features are minimalized. The banners across these right-hand side can be customized to show what you need to see. So on here, we've got some support, we've got webinars, we can talk to us, we can add videos, we can add custom content along this right-hand side. Also as well, on the back of this, we can add custom content into the activity stream. So whatever you need to input in here to keep your sort of customers engaged, we can absolutely do so without a problem being made in there. Just to go through some of these features along this left-hand side. One of the first features is our support feature, which we will run through, in a couple of seconds. It's all the tickets that we've submitted to the business, so any trouble tickets that we may have had, any issues with either a service or a product with the company, we can log that in the support tickets. Within the shop, this is where we can sell products to partners, or within an organisation, it can be used to say order stationery and supplies. Say if you've got a partner who has sort of like a continuous order, they can keep their stocks replenished within the shop feature. Also within work groups, the extranet user would now have access to more than the main site, because obviously they are invited into this group, so they can see how their work's progressing, the tasks are on time, they can see any documents in the drive that they have access to. In the general, they can see any collaboration, any communication that's happened on their project, and see how their sort of project's progressing. Under the contacts tab on the left-hand side, This is where a user would have access to, say, their account manager, for example. So it's within the business, it's their personal contact. We can either send him an email message, which will go through Bitrix, or we can have a video call with them through Bitrix to see what the issue is, maybe. A side note for this is that there's no extra charge for extranet users, and you can also have an unlimited number of external users. So no matter how many customers you have, you can invite them all into this portal view, and they can have this sort of functionality. Also within the external portal, we've set up an e-learning section. Now this is a module where we can store courses, handbooks, and a fully customizable learning section. As you can see, first of all, we've got a health and safety course, which is in the system ready for the portal user to complete. We can also set it up within a business process. So when they're invited as an external user, it will populate these courses within the e-learning section. You can add courses manually for continuous improvement if you need to keep adding, say, training manuals and things. I'm just going to show you this course as well, and we can answer a few of the questions. So just into the health and safety course, start the course, just answer a few quick questions. Okay. And view the test results. So as you can see, we got 1 out of 3 correct. Those results will be sent back to our manager. If we've passed the course previously, just to make you aware, so we don't have to do that again. That's why I've purposely just failed the test there. We can set certain parameters which restrict a user from restarting the test. So say, for example, I've just failed there, but the answers are fresh in my mind. Straight away, I'd retake it, but in this case, I wouldn't be able to because the user would have to resit in a few days because we've set those parameters up. Also, as it gives us a score, it will send the notification of the score to a supervisor, and they could send us a message for support. All the features allow you to control the extranet user's sort of progression, and also helps you track this. This can also be incorporated into the main site if you want to track your employees' progression as well. To keep your users motivated in progression development, we've created badges for when they complete these courses. So badges are created once someone has completed a course and then passed. This will create a badge specific to that course. So if we just go into the external portal's profile page, the user will build up these badges, which would obviously help engagement, motivation, and interactiveness. It helps with keeping sort of users on board and employees on board. Under here, we can see under the badge that we've got the safety first badge for completing the health and safety module. We can build obviously lots of these badges up if we do need to. As you can see, it's displayed on the profile page, and others can maybe send us a message for completing that course. So we can then break down the course's results, actively track who's using the courses and things as an admin user, all very sort of interactive within the Bitrix site. So that would wrap up the extranet side of things. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've looked at a few areas where we've customized the site. Before moving on to the sort of advanced features of the site, we're going to have a look at a few questions that may have popped through on the box there.
Okay, so we've got some questions here. We've got a couple of rather detailed questions. I think with regards to these questions, we may come back to these and actually get back to you via email. So we've got a question about extranet users and licenses. So yeah, Jake mentioned when he was going through the extranet side of the self-hosted that all extranet users are free on the self-hosted, so you can have as many as you like on there.
Yeah, if Jason Hoff, if you can just pop your email address into the comments section, and we'll drop you an email at the end, and you can send that quick query back across to us if you can, please.
So we've got how much space will Bitrix take up on our server? So here at Interface, we have a partition of 20 gigabytes for the operating system, and so that's more than enough space for that. With regards to how much space you're going to take up on your server, I mean, it all depends on what you're going to be using Bitrix for. If it's going to be mainly document storage, then you're obviously going to need quite a lot of space. We start off usually on the self-hosted version at around about 100 gig. So it all depends on what you're using the system for. Okay. If you've got any more questions, we can come back to them shortly.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at some of the more advanced features within the Bitrix self-hosting site. First of all the features that we're showing on the screen at the minute are available, all of the features that we went through previously are available on the Cloud Plus accounts. These extra features do allow help desk features, support tickets, and also the e-learning module by creating courses and grading on them. Business processes can be used also to authorize payments, and they are available within the cloud. But with the self-hosted, you can run them across any entity. So any module within Bitrix, we can run business processes from them. Finally, analytics can be used to evaluate the overall success of a project, the hit rate, and also let's have a look at some of the custom modules. So there are three ways in which we can create tickets within Bitrix. First of all, a form within the portal. The second option is via a domain email address, which we'll talk through in a second, or we can add these tickets manually. So the first way I'm just going to go through is via the extranet portal. So now, as you can see, we're on the extranet portal side of things. No CRM on the left-hand side and access to a lot of the less features than the main site. As we are already in this external portal, I'm just going to go over to the support channel on the left-hand side. So under the support module here, we can view all of the outstanding tickets within the system that we've logged towards a company when we've had a problem with either a product or a service that we've purchased from them. If we click on the indicator, it moves the tickets regarding the status that they're sitting in. Now, the status they sit in is based on a key down at the bottom of the page here, as you can clearly see. So, ticket which has been closed will be shown in grey. Last posted by support staff has the green ticket with the number S in it. Answered by us, or last posted by support, or last posted by support, and we're not responsible. So, different sort of clarifications of where the tickets are sitting at the moment under the system. If we want to change a current ticket, all we have to do is click on the three lines and click modify. It takes us into the ticket, and we can add a new comment, and we can collaborate back on the issue that we're having. If we want to create a new ticket, it's as simple as clicking create new ticket. This is also a customizable form, so this can include whatever information you may need to pull over from a ticket. We've done it very simply for you today, just a few fields, but whatever fields you need to add in there, then we can do so, absolutely. Once the ticket has been submitted, the user will then receive an automatic email response, which would let them know that the ticket has then been accepted. And as you can see, the tickets have all been logged, so we've got the full list of all the tickets logged under the tickets tab. And if we need to submit a new ticket, it's as simple as creating the new ticket, modifying the tickets here. So it's all housed in the support feature of the extranet capabilities. What we're going to do next is we're going to move on to the emailing capabilities. So while I just jump into the main site, I'll talk us through the emailing capabilities. So what we can do is we can set up an admin or a domain email address. So when it receives an email, it would make a ticket within the Bitrix system. What this would mean is an auto response would then be sent out to the customer. A ticket number would actually be populated in the subject line of the email. That would mean that anything that then the customer says or the tech support says underneath the ticket line, on the subject line, it would be logged underneath the ticket as communication. So as long as we're popping the ticket number in the subject line, anything that's said underneath that email will be logged under Bitrix. What that means essentially is a user never has to physically log into Bitrix to get the issue resolved. So all they have to do, send an email, they get a response, they don't have to get into logins and things like that. It's as simple as just popping into the site, popping into their email provider, sending an email, getting a response and getting that issue resolved without being an external user in the profile. So now we're just jumping back into the main site. What we need to do is we need to go into the control panel. This is where our help desk staff would have access to their tickets. If we just go into services and under the help desk and under the the trouble tickets, we can clearly see all of the support tickets that are being housed within the system. Here at the top, we can first of all create filters to show only the relevant tickets applying to a certain business. So, for example, if we only deal with tickets regarding, say, password resets, then we'll have a filter at the top set to those parameters. Clicking on the indicator, if there were other tickets other than just the orange ones, then we would be able to sort the tickets based on the key at the bottom, as you can see. Also as well, if we click into actually a ticket, we can see lots of different parameters. We can see all the discussion. If we need to answer it, we just have to click answer, and we can populate our answer response in the text box provided. What we can also do is we have frequently asked questions and answers set for these parameters to save time. So if we select an FAQ, so if we get quite a lot of requests a day regarding how to recover a password, we can pre-populate an answer in the text box, as you can see. Select the question, it pre-populates the answer. We can click save, which saves a lot of time for our sales staff, as obviously they're not having to write out those answers every day, and it can get quite monotonous for the staff as well. Working through some of these fields in the actual form, we can set priorities of the ticket based on different levels, which means that different sort of response times can be customized to the user. So, say if they're a high priority ticket, they will get a response time quicker than the sort of low priority tickets. Also as well, once we submit the ticket, it will email the person who has originally created the ticket, letting them know that they've had a response made back. If we just come out and show all of the tickets just once again, we can have different support levels set in these parameters. As you can see on the right, we've just got the default level set up at the moment. But here we can, within this feature, configure it so different support packages may carry different response times. So say if you've got a user who has paid a premium support package with you, they will get their queries answered within, say, a day, whereas the sort of the standard packages will get them answered within 3 days if you need something like that setting up. Can even take it a little step further and create coupons for customers. So we may have organised to give 100 free coupons at the point of sale. After that, after the tickets are gone, they may have to pay for each individual ticket or each individual coupon. Now, there is a final way in which we have created an option within the site to log tickets without having to go into the control panel. So if you don't want to necessarily give access to all users for the control panel, then we've built a custom plugin which allows a help desk feature within the CRM. So just going to go into the CRM on the left-hand side and just quickly going into the companies tab on the top. If we scroll under the Techco company, as you can see, the custom plugin would sit under the companies, and it is there. So we've got the tickets tab. So here we can see all of the tickets. We can add additional fields to see what information we may need to see on a ticket. So if we want to view the ticket, it's as simple as clicking in. If we actually click into the ticket, it takes us through to the control panel. Now we can obviously restrict access to who would be taken through to that control panel, as you might not want all users having access to the source code and being able to pop through there. So what we've added is the option to view a ticket without being able to go into the control panel. So all they have to do is click view. That populates a pop-up box which shows any previous comment. We can add a comment back, and we don't have to go into the control panel. So we can restrict access, so just that box would pop up. We can customize the view as well, so drag and drop the fields around to see who we need to see, and restrict access to who can view these tickets and also answer them and submit them even. So in effect, it allows your sales team to view live tickets and also submit them within the Bitrix system, which just about wraps up the help desk demonstration. There's 3 ways you can submit them in the main site, 4 ways with our custom plugin. Okay, so at the end of that section, we're just going to have a look at any questions that we may have had pop up along the way there.
So yeah, got a question about the analytics. Can I see log of all actions?
Yep. So we can move on to have a look at the analytics in just a couple of seconds. Just have a brief view in the control panel of how we track the web analytics. Not a problem. Yeah.
Okay, take a look.
Yeah, no problem. I'll jump in there now.
I can just show you, if we go into the control panel, then if we go into analytics here and take a look at the statistics, then we can click into the statistics here. We can see, you can basically see, we're going to use generally on our demo site the user John Smith. We can see all the actions that John Smith has taken for a particular day. I mean, we get quite a lot of inquiries about this ourselves from clients. They want to know in particular where a user's been, so we can point them into this direction. As on the self-hosted, as standard, it doesn't come installed. You would just need to go to the modules list and install it on there. But it is a free module, and yeah, it's pretty in-depth, pretty much like Google Analytics, but solely for all the pages on Bitrix.
Yeah, just to add to that as well, you can pull all of the data into like a chart or a graph, which can be presented obviously in your workplace if you need to report on that data as well. Okay, so we've looked at some customizations and some advanced features. We're now going to have a look at some integrations. So just really going to talk you through these integrations today. So we're going to beginning with the web forms. This is where we can build, say, a custom form to capture information from your website. So any sort of custom field that you need to populate for your customer, that can be done. This information will then be stored within Bitrix. So say, for example, you want to give feedback on your website. This would automatically create a post, say, in the activity stream within Bitrix, or generate a task within Bitrix, for example. Also, Bitrix does allow full email integration. So this is the ability to sync with CRM contacts, and email rules can be configured to generate work groups or tasks. So just to touch on that point, so if we integrate with, say, our Outlook account, it's a two-way integration, which means any email we send from Outlook will be logged within Bitrix if there's a CRM contact to log that against. If there isn't, it would generate, say, a new lead within Bitrix where we can set those parameters up. We can even set it up so your, say, admin staff wouldn't want all emails being logged under the CRM contacts, because that could be any sort of simple communication, not necessarily important to the deal progressing. We can set parameters so the admin staff's emails wouldn't populate the CRM contacts. Thirdly, we can use APIs to integrate with Bitrix. So other systems like Xero, MailChimp, and e-commerce platforms can be used to integrate with Bitrix, viewing their information within Bitrix. Also, we can do a two-way communication, which can push information back from Bitrix into those systems as well. Finally, as well, databases allows us to use integrations to directly extract information. So say if you've got a database that houses obviously a batch of information, you need that information for you to progress through your day's tasks. We can extract that information, say, a couple of seconds, or just say at the end of every day, for example, to update your Bitrix system. Moving on, we've got just run through sort of the hosting options. So you do have quite a few options when it comes to hosting with Bitrix. So self-hosted option doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't available as a cloud product, because it absolutely is. So the self-hosting product is on its own domain, so as long as you've got the domain, the login and the password, you'll be able to get into that site anywhere in the world as long as we pop it on the internet for you. That means that it is obviously available still as a cloud product. So whether you choose to host it in-house or use one of our sort of hosting services, as I say, it's still available as a product you can access via the cloud. Now, if we do host the site for you, there would be added benefits which we can offer for you, say like server backup and help with setting that sort of server side up, as our server is also primed to run specifically on Bitrix. Just to also run through some of the pricing options as well. So pricing from us starts at around 1,190. Now, that would be at renewal time, the license would only be a 25% charge. So we've got an example on the screen at the moment which is showing just in dollars. It's $1,490. Upon renewal, it would be $372 with the 25% charge. What that gives you is 2 updates. So your site, technically, once you've paid the $1,490, you own it, you own that site. The $372 pays for your 2 updates a year, which means you inevitably have to come and look for a new system again. With the Bitrix updated with new technology, new features, once we've built the site for you, that's you rocking and rolling for sort of the indefinite future. You can host with us as well for around $2,000 a year, and we can also help you with customization and integration, which is obviously an hourly charge, depending on how many hours you would require to build the customization for you. We can also offer premium support packages, so you can ring us to get an immediate response with an issue, or as Andy said there, we get quite a lot of queries a day with the where how do we find where, say, a user's visited within a specific day, which is obviously pick up the phone and we can direct you to the part of the site where you'll find that information. So just to sort of summarise what we have run through today, the advantages to a self-hosting version would be the ability to sort of advanced customization. So as you've seen, we've created pages, customized login pages, and all with ease. So you can either do it on a front end or a back end view, depending on how you sort of your preference in sort of customization. We can also integrate with any other system via an open API. So as long as the API is there, depending on sort of the hours and scope on sort of building that integration, it's always capable to integrate with other systems, providing we have an open API. Sort of coming soon on the next webinars that we've got. So we've got the next level CRM. We've got some perfect project management. We're going to go through a HR toolkit and then finish off with some better business processes in around 4 weeks' time. If you need to register for the webinars, the link is shown at the moment. If you have any questions or anything at the end of that sections or at the end of this webinar, pop them over to jake@interface.com and we'll try and get those answered as quick and efficiently as possible. So just say thank you very much for your time today on behalf of Interface. My name's Jake and thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. If you've got any questions, we'll be hanging around for the next 5-10 minutes and we're more than happy to answer them. We did have a couple of questions come through about the integrations, just with regards to e-commerce. Bitrix can integrate with e-commerce. We've integrated before with WooCommerce and we've also integrated with Magento. So you can actually sync your orders into the deals section of Bitrix and it then generate an invoice from that and also store the contact and company details within the CRM. So like I say, we are staying around for the next 5-10 minutes. If you've got any questions, just put them in the box and we can answer them for you.
Thank you.